The noise around the Los Angeles Lakers has been deafening in recent days, and if you've been anywhere near the world of NBA rumors, you know the latest whispers are about something massive. The talk centers on Andrew Wiggins and Nick Claxton, two names that instantly add flavor and intrigue to a franchise that lives off star power and surprise moves. Wiggins, the former #1 pick, the versatile wing who has reinvented himself in Golden State, suddenly finds his name linked to purple and gold. Claxton, the young, long, defensive anchor who blossomed in Brooklyn, also has his name wrapped around the same rumor. People close to the situation are saying it's more than speculation. They're saying the deals are essentially done, waiting for the right timing to make it public. The idea of Wiggins slashing to the basket off LeBron's passes, the idea of Claxton catching lobs from Austin Reeves or locking down the paint behind Anthony Davis, is stirring imaginations all across Los Angeles. It's the kind of rumor that doesn't just echo, it explodes. Fans are already debating lineups, already posting mock highlights, already saying this could be the missing piece for another banner. If there's one thing we've learned about the Lakers over the decades, it's that they operate with shadows and lights, with secrets whispered before they're shouted from rooftops. This Wiggins and Claxton buzz fits perfectly into that tradition. On one hand, Andrew Wiggins is exactly the type of player who could thrive in Los Angeles. He brings athleticism, perimeter defense, secondary scoring, and playoff-tested composure. On the other hand, Nick Claxton offers what every team craves but few possess: a rim protector who can switch on a guards without blinking. Pairing Claxton with Anthony Davis would create a defensive wall that might terrify opponents. People are already calling it a move that would finally give LeBron James the support system he's been asking for, something that reduces his nightly burden as he continues to defy age. The rumor grows because it makes sense. It feels right. It sounds like something Rob Pelinka and the front office would orchestrate quietly, only to let it detonate in headlines once the timing brings maximum impact. The anticipation is electric. Behind closed doors, insiders whisper that the Wiggins part of the deal has been under construction for weeks. Negotiations, apparently, have revolved around matching salaries and ensuring Golden State receives future flexibility, while the Lakers position themselves as immediate contenders. Wiggins may not be the 25 points per game scorer many expected when he was drafted, but his transformation into a reliable two-way force is undeniable. His wingspan, his athleticism, and his improved shot selection all add up to a player who could plug seamlessly into the Lakers starting five. Imagine him cutting baseline while LeBron orchestrates from the top of the key, or spacing the floor just enough to keep defenses honest. That's not just a nice fit, it's potentially devastating. The chatter suggests that Golden State, looking to reset around its aging core, saw value in offloading Wiggins' contract while still respecting his contributions. Los Angeles, sensing an opportunity, moved fast. If this rumor is true, it's a perfect storm. One team looking forward, the other aiming to maximize the now. And in the middle of it all, fans wait with bated breath for official confirmation. Then there's Claxton, whose inclusion in this double hit of reinforcement has shocked even the most seasoned insiders. The Brooklyn Nets have been grooming him as a defensive cornerstone, someone who could hold down the paint and switch on a guards without hesitation. Yet whispers suggest the Nets' priorities are shifting. Perhaps they want more offensive firepower, perhaps they're retooling around a different timeline, but the fact remains, Claxton's name keeps surfacing in relation to Los Angeles. For the Lakers, it's the definition of opportunistic timing. Claxton is not just another center. He's a mobile, modern big who can run the floor, protect the rim, and finish above the rim with ferocity. Picture Claxton and Davis patrolling the paint together. Suddenly, opposing guards think twice about driving. Suddenly, shooters feel rushed, knowing the length closing out is relentless. Claxton's arrival would represent more than just depth. It would represent a cultural shift, one where the Lakers embrace defense as their primary identity. And with LeBron still orchestrating, that kind of defensive backbone could be the difference between a good playoff run and a parade in downtown Los Angeles. The fascinating element in all this is how both moves align with the Lakers' timeline. LeBron James is still performing at a level that defies human logic, but even legends need help. Anthony Davis remains dominant, but has been plagued with injuries and inconsistency. The Lakers cannot afford to waste another season hoping role players step up in critical moments. Wiggins and Claxton bring something different. They bring reliability in areas where the Lakers have often faltered. Wiggins offers a steady presence on the wing, a defender capable of handling the league's toughest assignments, and a scorer who doesn't need the ball constantly to make an impact. Claxton, meanwhile, solves the recurring issue of rim protection when Davis is either stretched too thin or forced into minutes at center he doesn't always want. For years, the Lakers' Achilles heel has been depth and fit around their stars. These rumors suggest they've found solutions in one sweeping move. It's the kind of rumor that sounds almost too perfect, yet those who follow this franchise know that perfection is often part of the script. What makes this entire situation even more compelling is the silence from the Lakers organization. They've offered no denial, no vague comments, no traditional deflections that teams usually throw when a story spirals. That silence is fueling belief. Fans are interpreting it as confirmation, as if the team knows the truth but is waiting for the perfect Augustin Reeves providing backcourt firepower. It looks terrifying on paper. It feels like destiny when spoken out loud. Of course, until signatures are on paper, it's still technically a rumor. But in the NBA, perception often becomes reality. And right now, the perception is that the Lakers have pulled off a stealth move that positions them not just for contention, but for dominance. Critics, however, aren't staying quiet. They're pointing out potential flaws, raising questions that cannot be ignored. Wiggins has had moments of inconsistency throughout his career, times when his motor seemed questionable. Claxton, though immensely talented, still has to prove he can stay healthy through a grueling full season. And then there's the chemistry question. How do these pieces fit with LeBron and AD? The NBA has a long history of teams stacking talent only to fall apart when egos, styles, or injuries collide. Detractors are quick to say this could be another case of hype outpacing substance. But Lakers believers counter with conviction, reminding everyone that Wiggins has already shown he can thrive alongside stars in Golden State, and Claxton's skill set is tailor-made for a complementary role. The debate rages, but that only adds fuel to the rumor's fire. Because when people can't stop talking about you, it means you've already won part of the battle. And in Los Angeles, winning the conversation often comes before winning the game itself. It's not just fans and insiders talking. Players across the league are reportedly buzzing as well. Privately, according to the rumor mill, several stars have acknowledged that a Lakers lineup featuring LeBron, Davis, Wiggins, and Claxton would be one of the most balanced in the NBA. Balance is the keyword here. For too long, the Lakers have leaned on top-heavy star power without enough complementary glue. But with Wiggins, you get wing defense and transition scoring. With Claxton, you get rim protection and mobility. Suddenly, every gap in the roster feels patched. Opposing teams would have to decide whether to attack the paint, only to meet Claxton and Davis, or risk Wiggins and Reeves hounding their wings. Meanwhile, LeBron orchestrates it all, taking a step back when needed, unleashing when necessary. For a veteran star chasing one more ring, this kind of structure is invaluable. And word has it, LeBron himself has quietly signed off on the idea, even encouraging the front office to push the boundaries. When the best player of his generation gives a nod, you better believe the Lakers listen. The fascinating twist is how much of this appears to be unfolding beneath the radar. Unlike past blockbuster rumors that leak through agents, managers, and public negotiations, this one has a different flavor. Sources describe it as quiet but solid, suggesting the groundwork is already laid and the pieces are just waiting for official signatures. That's why fans are treating it less like wild speculation and more like a countdown. There's a sense that at any moment, a WOJ bomb or Shams tweet could break the internet, confirming what people already believe to be true. The timing is crucial too. If the Lakers want to maximize media impact, They'll announce when the spotlight is brightest, perhaps just before training camp or at the heart of preseason chatter. That would let the team walk into the season not just as contenders, but as headline dominators. Every season, there's one move that shifts momentum across the NBA. People are whispering that this is it, the one everyone will circle back to months later and say, that's when the championship race truly changed. What keeps fueling the fire is how, well, the potential roster construction answers long-standing criticisms. Analysts have hammered the Lakers for lacking wing depth, for being too dependent on LeBron's creation, for not protecting Davis by surrounding him with the right kind of bigs. Wiggins is an instant response to the wing question, giving them a defender who can handle the league's most dangerous scores while still offering a reliable offensive punch. Claxton, meanwhile, is a walking answer to the defensive interior concerns, providing the mobility that few traditional centers possess. Together, they not only address weaknesses but transform them into strengths. It's the kind of strategic move that feels like chess rather than checkers, calculated rather than desperate. And in Los Angeles, where every decision is magnified, calculated risk is exactly what's required. If the Lakers actually roll into the season with this lineup, expect the narrative to flip overnight from can they survive the West to who can stop them. That's a monumental shift in perspective, and one the franchise has craved since the bubble title began to fade in collective memory. Of course, as with any blockbuster rumor, there are skeptics inside and outside the league. Some executives reportedly doubt whether the financial math really works, while others wonder if Golden State or Brooklyn would truly let go of such valuable pieces without squeezing the Lakers dry in return. Then there's the skepticism around Los Angeles itself. Can they handle the pressure of new stars, the expectations that come with being favorites again? The Lakers have been here before, building what looked like a juggernaut only to collapse under injuries or chemistry issues. Remember the Big Four era with Dwight Howard and Steve Nash? Remember the hype around Russell Westbrook's arrival? History shows this franchise can miscalculate. And yet, there's a key difference this time. Wiggins and Claxton aren't names that demand the ball or challenge the hierarchy. They're complementary, not competing. That's why the rumor sticks. It feels plausible. It feels smart. And when a rumor feels smart, it grows legs, running further than anyone expected, until suddenly it no longer feels like rumor at all, but like inevitable reality waiting to be revealed. The other layer to this story is what it does for the Lakers' rivals in the West. Denver, Phoenix, Golden State, the Clippers, every single one of those teams will be forced to rethink strategies if Wiggins and Claxton walk into Los Angeles. Suddenly, Jokic and Murray have to face an even more defensively versatile Lakers squad. Kevin Durant and Devin Booker have to break through multiple long defenders. Kawhi and Paul George have to outmaneuver a defense designed to suffocate wings. And Golden State, perhaps most painfully, would have to watch their own former Finals MVP contributor guarding Steph Curry in critical playoff moments. The psychological advantage alone could tilt series before they even start. It's not just about the talent, it's about the message. The Lakers would be declaring that they're all in, that they refuse to fade quietly into the background of a crowded conference. And that kind of declaration often rattles rivals before the first jump ball. That's why insiders believe this rumor, because it makes competitive sense. It forces everyone else to react, while the Lakers dictate the terms. Then there's the Hollywood factor, the idea that Los Angeles thrives not only on wins, but on spectacle. Wiggins and Claxton may not be the flashiest superstars, but they represent storylines that resonate. Wiggins, the former #1 pick who carried heavy expectations, finally stepping into the Lakers spotlight to show maturity and resilience. Claxton, the unheralded Yuna wearing purple and gold. The script will practically write itself, and the entire league will have no choice but to watch the drama unfold night after night. Finally, there's the emotional undercurrent of urgency. LeBron James is not timeless, no matter how often he seems to bend reality. Each season matters more than the last. The Lakers know it, the fans know it, and the league knows it. That's why this rumor feels so heavy, so believable. It carries with it the weight of necessity. Wiggins and Claxton aren't just potential reinforcements. They're symbols of a franchise unwilling to waste time. They're the answer to the question of whether Los Angeles is truly committed to squeezing every drop of potential out of the final chapters of LeBron's career. And that urgency is why fans can't shake the feeling this is real. It's why every conversation ends with when, not if. Maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's next week, maybe it's right before training camp. But when the announcement comes, the city will erupt, the league will scramble, and the Lakers will once again stand at the center of basketball's grandest stage. Because in Los Angeles, whispers have a way of becoming roars, and this rumor might just be the loudest roar of the season. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.